Hi. Some years ago, my daughter took a motorcycle driving course, and needless to say, because I was a motorcyclist, I asked, what did you learn in your class today? And she said, well, we learned about the 1-3-10 principle. And I said, well, explain to me what you mean by the 1-3-10 principle, because I was thinking in my mind that was sort of a concept that I had come up with on my own. And surprisingly, this instructor had been saying something that's similar. And she said, well, it's very simple. When you're on a motorcycle, to be safe, you need to be able to know sort of what things are going to be coming into your line of traffic in 1 second, in 3 seconds, and 10 seconds. Now, I recently did the math on all this on a motorcycle going 60 miles an hour, and I'm just going to do some round off figures here so that we don't get overly complicated. Well, 1 second is about how you'll go about the length of a typical ranch house. In 3 seconds, we're looking, approximately at a block. And at 10 seconds, we're really looking at about 1.5 miles. And so, needless to say, when you're riding a motorcycle, you need to know about that something that's coming in your line of path, the length of a house. In other words, is there a brick in the road? Is there a board in the road? Is there a rock? What's getting ready to impact you quickly? And then, when I think of a block, I think about trying to get eye contact with that person that might be pulling onto the road or crossing over in front of me, and just kind of making sure that those kinds of obstacles aren't going to be causing my life, quite literally, jeopardy. And then when I think about 1.5 miles, that's usually looking at the weather. And for a long time, I rode in Colorado. You could look ahead. We didn't have a lot of major rainstorms, but we had a lot of little small rainstorms that really could cause you a lot of trouble, but you could get around them easily. Now, that's not so much the case in Georgia. When it rains here, it rains. So you can't hardly get around them. But having that knowledge and always thinking ahead, because I always played a little game. I wanted to not break any safety rules anytime that I was out on a ride. So I practiced this 1, 3, and 10 principles all the time. Now, you're going to say, well, I don't ride a motorcycle. What does this have to do with me? Well, in our lives, whatever our business is, whatever our dreams are, we need to think of in terms of what do I need to do in 1 year, what do I need to do in 3 years, and what can I do in 10 years? I will never forget, I went to a church growth conference many years ago, and the leaders, the people who were well known, who had sort of made it, so to speak, they were talking about, well, you need to do this or you need to do that. And it was so interesting to me because the last 2 speakers that we had said, you might as well throw that all away because they said, the thing that you need to know, if you're going to start a church, you're going to plant a church in a new area, or if you're going to try to transition a church, you need to make a 10-year commitment. A 10-year commitment. And they were so bold as to say, if you will not make that 10-year commitment, don't even start, because you're going to fail, basically. It's going to take 10 years. Now, it was really amazing to me. I've had this vlog planned for probably 2 or 3 years and had it in my mind. I had just never taped it. And then just about a week ago, I was watching one of my favorite vloggers on YouTube. And in that video, he laid out far better than I this concept and really hit hard on the 10-year concept. So he said, you need to sit down, figure out what do you want to accomplish in about the next 10 years. And then after you have that nailed down, you spend an hour or two, and for some of you maybe it's a half a day, maybe you go on a weekend retreat. Once you know where you want to be in 10 years, then you need to break that up into 10 segments. And that's going to give you a good idea of where you need or what you need to be doing in that first year. Because as we know in riding motorcycles, the weather's fine, it's a mile and a half off, but it's what's in your immediate track, in your immediate path that you need to be watching out for. Well, it's October when this video is being made, and most people say, when you're planning for the new year, you need to be getting your goals and your plans down in October, because if you don't start now, you're going to have a slow start in January. So I hope that as you look at your career, as you look at your marriage, your family, your business, your life, you think for just a moment, what can I accomplish in 1 year? What can I accomplish in 3 years? And what do I want to accomplish in 10 years? I'm Gerald Wessels. I'm the team leader with the Wessels Realty Team. Help people buy, sell, invest in commercial and residential real estate. And if there's ever a time that I'm able to help you, it'd be my pleasure to do so. Have a great day.